What is going on? Welcome to episode 135 of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh. Player 2 tonight, Destinot. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, everybody?
Player 3, Mel. How are you?
Oh, good. Hey, y'all.
And guys, unfortunately, we aren't going to see Eric again until probably November. So, but tomorrow,
he has like a life or something.
Yeah, something like that. He's going on vacation, or I don't know, something. But tomorrow is his birthday, so make sure to tweet at HateZero happy birthday or say happy birthday in the Discord. So there you go. Well, the music you're hearing is from On Being Human. You can check them out on Spotify and YouTube. This is an unofficial Nintendo podcast. Don't forget it. And if you want to get yourself a free book from Audible, go to audibletrial.com/NPC. Pick up something awesome like Console Wars or Ready Player One. The chair I'm sitting in is from Opseat. If you go to n64josh.com/OPC, you automatically save $10 at checkout, and all their chairs and desks currently have free shipping. So that's something there. So check that out. n64josh.com/OPSeat. Let's get to the announcements.
Hey, listen!
We do this show live on twitch.tv/N64Josh. We try to hit 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It just depends on schedules and technical difficulties, but that's the goal. Tuesdays and Thursdays. I am streaming every morning starting at 4 a.m. This week, not so much, because I'm sick right now and I'm actually trying to be smart and heal up. So, it's because these people that are in this call right now are always telling me, like, will you please rest? Just get better. So, thank you. Thank you for making me do that. The funny thing is, my body still jumps up at 4 a.m. and it's like, you should be streaming. I'm like, please let me sleep. Please. So I decided to give it a break. But we're still doing first looks on Friday mornings this week, because I still haven't done it yet. We're going to look at Super Mario Party. And I don't know what else yet. I haven't looked that far ahead, but we'll have a couple of games to check out. And with that, let's get into our reviews and impressions. All right. So, Mel, what have you been playing this last week?
I mostly just been playing Valkyria Chronicles 4. I'm now at chapter 13. I'm hitting that point to where it's like not stupid easy anymore. So that's good. And I gained a lot more abilities than last time I talked. Because now I'm able to pick people so they can be leaders. And if you're a leader, you can make somebody follow you. And, that gives you a huge advantage because you can team up. You can shoot people, like, both at the same time. You can, like, drag them, fall to the map, and then, become, not a team anymore. And then you can use that person. They can move even more. So I've been trying to get, like, all A's on the missions. I have about, like, 7 maps I have to do over again. And it looks like I'm nearing endgame, kind of, because I was looking at my upgrades and I only have like 4 or 5 spaces in most of these weapons.
Okay.
I'm about like 30 hours into the game now.
Wow. So is it a game you recommend for people?
Because there's actually a lot of things you can do strategy-wise. Because now I have the ability to use the ship. And if you use the ship, you can like if there's like a certain area where this certain guy is at, you can call on the ship, and the ship would just bomb that section. So I've been doing that every single chance I can get, And I've been upgrading my tanks. Like I have 3 tanks now. Well, 2 tanks and some other little thing, but I have 2 tanks. So I have flamethrowers. I have like grenade launchers. All the good stuff,
All the good stuff, yeah. So this is a game you would recommend people check out if they're into. I mean, what is it really, like a strategy RPG kind of? Is that how you describe it?
It kind of is. It's a little more advanced than that, kind of, because you can do a lot more stuff, and it's not like a good you can move pretty much anywhere on the map unless the map blocks it off. And then there's some sections to where you can blow up stuff and it just catch on fire, so only certain people can go through the fire and that stuff.
I see. Okay.
So it has things like that.
Okay.
And again, there's a demo.
That's true. Yeah, check that out. So this game was sitting at Best Buy, the special edition. So It's now in my office. I haven't opened it yet, but
You lied,
Really?
Josh. You lied. Because you said, I'm not getting it. I'm going to walk away. And you even said, I walked away from it, guys. Look at me. I'm a good guy right now.
I did. I just walked back in 2 days later and bought it.
Oh my gosh. Because you showed us the picture and it was like all, it had that, it had like that metal casing thing.
Yeah, I
just
know.
kind of crushed the box. You're like, don't get it, man. Don't.
Yeah,
And you got it. You just wanted the tank, huh? There's a big tank in there.
I don't know. We'll do some kind of unboxing online or on stream or something.
You said because the box was damaged, you were going to open it. You did two things you said you were going to do.
I know it's not opened yet, but
Okay.
we might.
No.
We might. I kind of want to play after listening to her talk about it. I kind of want to play the game. So, any other games? Any indies or anything?
I didn't pick up any indies last week. I was, and then I decided against it, and then now I'm kind of glad. But this coming week, I probably will have something new.
Okay, all right. Destin, what have you been up to this last week?
I finally, I don't know if I could say I beat the game, but I completed the story mode with every character on Blade Waifus. So I got all the colors. There's not really an ending though, but it's fun. I really like that game.
Cool.
Each time I play with a new character, I'm like, oh, this is going to be my main. And then I play with someone else. I'm like, oh, never mind. This person's better. So,
Gotcha.
But I've actually figured it out. It's actually very cool. Unlike probably my previous favorite fighter, which was Street Fighter 2, or just any of the Street Fighters, really. You know how like each different character has like a different move set, and like, Ryu and Ken have a lot of like rolling moves. You got to roll the thumbstick.
Oh yeah.
To like do a fireball, whereas like Guile had a lot of like charge moves. You had to hold down for 2 seconds, then press up, and it's like if you jump from one character to the next, you had to know that specific move set to be any good with that character. Well, Blade Strangers isn't necessarily like that. It's almost like down and A button is always going to do, I shouldn't say always because there are a couple variances, but for the most part, it's always going to do like some type of upward attack. So I could jump from one character to the next and know if I hit down and A, I'm probably going to do an upward attack. So I thought that was cool because it's almost like you can jump from character to character and still be pretty proficient with each one. So, but no, I've really liked that game. It's so much so that I almost bought, was it Code of Princess?
Yep.
And then you were like, oh, it's terrible. I'm like, ooh, bullet dodged.
Yeah, I picked that.
I found out after you said it that it is let me get this straight. It's a port of the PC version, which, wait, I'm already wrong on that. I think.
Which is a port of the 3DS version.
Which is a port of the 3DS version. Yeah. So basically, not that I think it would have been better porting it straight from the 3DS version. It's like a port of a port of a port that they slapped an HD skin on. So
pretty much.
I went back and watched some videos. Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I can see what you mean by a little clunky.
Yeah, so. I was actually pretty disappointed because seeing the screenshots and stuff that I saw, I was like, this looks like a game I could get into. And then once I started playing it, because it looks like it's going to play like, like Turtles in Time or those classic,
like that new Brawl collection that came out.
Yeah,
it's like that style.
It's not that.
But it's not.
No, like all the enemies would like line up and then just get smacked, and I was like, "What are they doing? Why are they doing that? Like this is weird." So
yeah, so I ended up not getting that, the Code of Princess. But I still also because I thought back to what I said last week, which was I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna get any more games until I finish Dragon Quest XI, which I've been plugging away at. Ooh. I was super excited because I'm like, I'm 30 hours in. I think I'm like halfway through this game. No, it's like an 80-hour game minimum. So I got a little deflated on that. I was like, oh. So, no, but I'm really enjoying that one. And I think I'm swapping my picks around. Remember I said I was going to do Final Fantasy 15 next. I think I'm going to go back and finish Xenoblade.
Nice.
Then the DLC. Well, I gotta buy the DLC. I don't know. Xenoblade is next.
Hey, remind me, Mel, if you buy the physical copy of the DLC, you get a code for it. Is that correct?
You get a code for the challenge mode for the base game.
The challenge
you get
mode.
the
Okay.
story for the DLC on the card.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I played a handful of games this weekend. Jumped into Super Mario Party, of course. Played with my wife. She's currently checking out different divorce lawyers. So I didn't let the Wookiee win. So, the couch has been comfy. Nah, we're good. But she did look at me a few times like, do you have to win every minigame? I'm like, I can't lose.
Is it, do you have to win, or is it, do you have to win by that much? Because there is a difference, and one of them will save your relationship.
That's true. That is true.
Barely win each time, and you could be like, oh my gosh, I got lucky. I love you.
Yeah, I got lucky.
Win by like 10,000 points, and it's like, come on. Really, bro?
Yeah, so play that. I mean, it's traditional Mario Party, right? Like, and we had a really good time playing it. Jumped into the online, which was very fun. What was available, but there's not much available, and then we're gonna talk about this a little bit more later. But there's a ton of potential with this game, which I'm honestly, I'm a little bit tired of saying that. Like, there's a ton of potential. You know what I mean? Like, let's just get there. So that's one of our talking points. We're going to talk about Nintendo and their online stuff. So, I streamed Wolfenstein 2 for the first look this last week. Wow, that was uncomfortable.
How's your soul?
It's black and gone. So, wow. The game runs really well on the Switch. I was very surprised. The lighting and stuff looks really cool. I picked it up and played in handheld a little bit over the weekend. But man, the first part of that game is rough when they're kind of giving you some backstory and stuff, and some of the things that they said and the things they make you do. I was like, what have I done? So
I don't know. I found it fun to watch.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
This uncomfortable.
Did you? Okay, I was going to say, was it the gameplay that was fun, or was it watching me squirm in my chair that was fun? So, but overall,
is it wrong that I watched it and I was like, I would have taken that a little further.
Yeah.
I would have.
Oh, good. That's good.
I don't know what that says about me.
I tried to anyway. So yeah, it was crazy, but pretty impressive on the Switch overall. Mega Man 11, put it on hard mode and we just went for it, played a few levels, and I gotta say I'm really glad I picked that up and hope I can force myself into playing it more. And then Dragon Ball Fighter or FighterZ or FighterZ. I don't know. I don't even know what the game's called anymore. But
Fighters, like the same way you would say boys.
Okay, so FighterZ. There you go.
It's just this you added.
Gotcha. So Dragon Ball FighterZ, which Destin, I'm going to say if you like Blade Strangers, this is one you may want to look into because the controls are similar as far as like you can move from character to character and they're all going to have similar movesets, but I haven't taken a deep dive into see like what combos does this character have or how, I feel like they all kind of have some basic combos, and I feel like this game is almost like a successor to Killer Instinct in a way where it's like you have these like somewhat easy moves to pull off these rad combos that don't do a ton of damage, but it just makes the overall gameplay look like you're doing something super cool. So
yeah.
So overall, like really, really enjoy that game. Really quite fun. And then the last thing I picked up isn't a game. It's actually the headset that I'm wearing. And this is the Zelda A10s from Astro. And I have tested them out all weekend. I'm using them now for a call. I've been listening to music on them. I've taken them handheld and used it on my DS, used it on the Switch in the car. Did some of the voice chat either with Discord or in with the app, and it comes with one cord that just has a single, so if you can go right into your top of your Switch if you want, and then a game like Fortnite, I believe you can use your voice chat and everything. That was the one thing I didn't test. But then if you're going to use your app, it comes with a second cable that you plug the single cable into, and then it splits one to your phone, one to your Switch. And it's where I'm sitting at my desk, it's long enough that if I wasn't like streaming and using Discord, that kind of stuff, I could easily make connect it to the Switch and connect it to my phone and have it work very easily. The microphone is nice in the fact that like you actually can hear your own voice when you're talking, so that you're not screaming or you know, talking louder than you need to. And so overall, like, and the sound quality is what really surprised me. I have the Astro A40 TRs. I have the mix amp and everything. I have a feeling that these have like upgraded and better drivers than the A40s. The A40s supposedly do like 7.1, that kind of stuff. I don't know if these say that they do that. I don't think they do, but just overall the bass response, there's just there's more clarity to it. And over to the overall sound. And I really I'm excited to use these things for gaming. They are coming in at $69.99. And overall, I'm very pleased. Very pleased. Now, I mean, of course, if they were Bluetooth and the Switch offered better online chat, blah, 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 that kind of stuff would be great. But, you know, and I even tested voice chat. I used my A40s in the app with the same wires, and I switched over to these. And Crawler was helping me, and he said pretty much sound the same with both headsets. So overall pretty pleased. And I believe they're coming out with a Mario set as well. And you can't change the tags on the A10s. You have to it is what it is. The A40s, you can change the tags, and they have tags coming out like Mario and Zelda and like classic 8-bit stuff. I really want some Smash tags, like the ones they had at E3. I don't know if they're releasing them or not, though. So, but overall, these Astro A10s are pretty solid. And I will have like a more of a full review on my YouTube channel as soon as my voice doesn't sound the way it does. So, with that, let's. Do you have any questions about the headsets before we move on? Any?
I was just gonna ask, what do they retail for? Maybe you already said that.
$69.99. So they're $70 headset. So
that's not bad, considering it's a headset / microphone, and you get the accessory cables, which obviously people are gonna want. That's not bad price. I've probably paid more for less. I know I have.
The other thing too is the cable that runs to the headset also has inline volume control, so you don't, you can easily switch or change your volume if you need to, and then you just use your phone volume, adjust how loud your voice chat is, right? So you can get a good mix that way of voice and gameplay audio, or game audio. So with that, let's get to the news. All right, so Fortnite in the news again. This time, Fortnite Deep Freeze Bundle coming November 16th. So the Fortnite Switch is in stores. I saw it at Best Buy this last weekend. So if you want to get that exclusive skin, now's the time.
Josh?
Yep.
Oh, you seriously bought that?
What's that? You
seriously bought the Switch or just the skin?
No. Neither. I didn't buy them. I saw them. I just saw them in stores. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't.
I almost heard a tear.
Yeah, no. It's not.
That was close. Close.
If I'm gonna get another Switch this season, it's gonna be the Smash one. So, but yeah, I did see them at Best Buy. Did not pull the trigger on that. If they had actually made it somewhat like a Nintendo skin, like do something Mario or something Star Fox or something, I probably would have been a little more tempted, but just as is, it didn't really do anything for me. But I know a number of other people are like, hey, I only play Xbox or only plays PlayStation, and now I get the skin, and now they play nice together, so I'm getting my Switch now, So have Fortnite on the go is appealing for some people. I even saw some comments. I don't know where I was at. If it was on Reddit or whatever. They're like, I'm really having a hard time aim. Oh, it was just on Twitter on one of Nintendo's ads. They're like, I'm loving this, but it's really hard to aim. No, they're not used to the short sticks on the on the Joy-Cons. That it is a little bit tough to get used to when you move from an Xbox or the Pro controller. So, but the Deep Freeze Bundle, what this is coming November 16th. It is a physical copy of the game, and it has the exclusive Frostbite skin, Cold Front Glider, Chill Ace Pickaxe, and Freezing Point back bling, and 1,000 V-Bucks. And it's $29.99. You can get it digital or physical. But this is coming out for all the systems. And it literally is a physical version of a beta. So there's that. That's not what were you gonna say?
I thought it was just for the Switch. I'm like, so wait, you were just saying that I wish there was a Mario skin, but they're getting an Ice Climber skin?
Ice Climbers, yeah. So again,
I'm just asking. I'm done with gaming, but anyways, move on.
Here's the thing with the skin. The skin looks looks like the two other skins they've already released. They just added ice or like snow camo to it, basically.
Are you trying to say someone in the gaming industry is trying to cut corners by just reskinning a reskin?
Hey, they had to do different colors too, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's worth $9.95.
There you go.
I'll pay.
So,
my bad.
But anyway,
it's in a box though.
Physical version of a beta. This may be a first time in history because as far as I know, they haven't said this game is out of beta. So,
we live in strange times, man. Freaking what was it? What's the game that almost won Game of the Year as a beta? The Player Unknown.
Yeah,
yeah.
People were up in arms about it.
Right.
It's not even a real game.
Oh, Nightcrawler's saying that it is a physical box. That is all, not the actual. Not the actual
but people are still going to buy that. And it's like, oh, I know my little grandson Jimmy likes Fortnite. I'm going to give him this box. It comes the same day as Pokemon too. That's insane. They just can pick up that and Pokemon now.
Yep.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah. So
yes, but insane.
Crazy. I mean, hey, good on them. They're going to have. I think Fortnite is potentially going to be a little bit up against the ropes when the new Black Ops drops this Friday, and I kind of hope Black Ops dethrones them a little bit and pushes them to get people back into the game to make it a little more appealing. Because for me personally, I've kind of like it feels like that formula was fun for a while, but I've lost interest. So if there was a little more to it, different game modes, something, I don't know what they need to do, but I would like to see them do something that just helps them step up their game. And so I'm fingers crossed that Black Ops actually is really, really good and takes some of that market share for a little bit. And, because competition for us as gamers is going to be good. So,
yeah. I'll just add real quick. I think it'll be the first test of can Fortnite, stay the test of time, because it hasn't had competition other than Player Unknown. But and you could say that those are similar games, but I think it's two different markets. It's like one of them is like the hardcore, more real to life, whereas Fortnite is, you could say, more for all ages. Yeah. But Black Ops, as much as it's an M-rated game, we already know that 3-year-olds play that.
Oh yeah, so, totally.
I think it will take a lot of people away, and just because it's Call of Duty, and as much as people are like, it's played out and I hate it and Call of Duty's dumb, but then it ends up selling bajillion dollars every year, so clearly someone loves it. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how it shakes things up.
So, and I'm looking here too. Let's see. So I'm looking at Nintendo Life's article, and because Nightcrawler's saying it's just a box with a code on the inside. But
I would love to say, like, no way, you're joking.
Well, if that is the case, that's what PUBG did on the Xbox initially. Mm-hmm. But yeah, all their article says is Fortnite is getting its very own physical retail edition thanks to partnership between developer Epic Games and Warner Brothers Interactive. So, from everything I can see here, it looks like it is getting a cart, but we'll just have to wait and see. I guess
you can tell us when you buy it and open it.
I'll let you know. That's true. We'll do another first look.
First look, open the box.
So I'm always nervous anytime Crawler starts talking in the chat that it could be fake news.
I know you gotta double check him now. That's his name now. Fake news.
So, all right. Well, moving along, Guacamole is out now for the Switch. That was just kind of like a surprise drop yesterday, and the sequel will be coming to the Switch in December. So, Destina, is this a game you'll pick up and check out?
After I beat Final Fantasy 15.
Right. Gotcha. Okay.
No, I never played the first one. Someone, I'm not going to name names, but someone in this call was excited about it on Twitch. That's how I found out it was even a thing. So yeah, but I've never played it before. So I'm excited to see what it's about or hear what it's about. Could there be someone here that could tell us about the game?
Possibly.
Not Josh. He doesn't play games.
Have you played it, Mel?
I got this Super Turbo Championship Edition for the Wii U. It is actually my little favorite indie game. So when I saw 2 was being announced, a tad excited, just a tad. Because I assumed Sony was going to have like a U exclusive on it. Because they didn't say anything, but when the first game came out, it was for Sony only. It was actually on the Vita before it got ported to the PS3 and stuff like that. And then like after like a year or two, it came out for like the 360 and the Wii U, all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought we were going to have to wait a year for the second one. And then it's like, oh no, it's December. I'm like, okay. Because I purposely waited, because it's on, it's on Steam right now. I can easily get it. But I purposely waited to see if they would port it over, because I was like, this has to come over. This is one of the little indie classics that's not on the Switch yet. Like, pretty much all we're missing is like Splunky or whatever. We pretty much got all the major ones, and like Hotline Miami.
Don't forget Braid. Braid's got to get on there.
Oh yeah, we don't have Braid.
No, but we're getting I don't know. We're getting another one. We're getting all of them. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Bastion finally showed up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say about that. That's the one.
Just popped out randomly, and this one really came out randomly too. Just Monday drop. He was like, "Hey, first one, here you go." I think it's on sale for like 13 right now. You get like 10% off or whatever. And I think you get something else if you buy the first one, then the second one. But I'm just gonna buy the second one. Now, if they came out with like a little bundle, like a cart later on, like a year or two after, I'll probably pick that up again. Because I really love Guacamole. Because it's like a Metroidvania, but it's like that in like the loosest sense of the word. Because you go back and revisit some places, but it's not heavily on that. It's really focusing on the combat. And you get to play as a luchador. And it has really cheesy jokes, and you can turn into a chicken at one point. So yeah, this is my little favorite indie game, and I can't wait for the second one.
Oh, I love it. I remember it came out free on Xbox One. It was one of the first, I think it was one of the first games that they did.
The games are gold.
Yeah, something like that. I just remember it being free, and I played it for a little while. It didn't seem to grab me as much as I was kind of hoping it would, but I'm kind of in the same boat. Like if it does come out physical as a bundle, it may be something I check out. So I do want to go back. Nightcrawler did send me a pic of the box art. It says no game cart inside, only a code. So they're selling a box. They're selling a box for $30 and a code.
That box is going to sell because this grandma's going to be like, well, Jimmy needs something to open on Christmas because I'm not giving him a gift card.
That's right. No, it's a good.
That's how they are.
It's a good idea. And Hate Zero is saying Ollie Ollie would be nice on the Switch as well.
Oh so. Yeah, we don't have Ollie Ollie.
Yeah, so there's a few. There's a few. So okay, Monolithsoft, the guys behind Xenoblade Chronicles 2, have been adding more staff for a new RPG that they're working on. Like I believe their staff. I saw Stealth tweeting out some numbers. I think their staff is close to like it's pushing 200 people. It's like went from like 170 up to 180 or something like that. Like it's not a small number. So they are we know that sales have been impressive with Xenoblade and the DLC. So it's pretty exciting that we're going to see more from them. And Mel, if you had to make a prediction here, do you think they're working on a like Xenoblade Chronicles 3? Do you think could there be an X2? Like what do you think? Just as a guess.
I think both those, yes, but I think they're going to actually start something new, then go back to a Xenoblade game. Now, would they go back to X or just jump into 3 first? I don't know. Because from what I heard of X, it ended like on a really big cliffhanger kind of thing.
I see.
So
interesting.
From what I'm gathering, it seems like they're doing something completely new, not on the Xenoblade style. It's not that Xenoblade is dead, it's just on the back burner right now. Because I don't think they were expecting 2 to do so well. Like, it really took them by surprise.
Especially when it launched and everything. Like, that time of year, like...
Yeah, it's like December.
Yeah, it was...
It was like sent to die, basically, you know?
Right, and it did well. It did well. Well, I think the game... It was one of those games that proved itself, right? It was like... It had enough people streaming it and talking about it on podcasts and YouTube and that kind of stuff that people couldn't help but pick it up. And that's good. I mean, those are the kind of games that we want to see being made, right? That get enough hype from, like, I wonder how the sales did from the first week to like the second or third week, like what was there a spike? I'm a little curious.
It has some legs, not as much as legs compared to other genres, but for this particular genre, doing this well this long, and it's not really a household name. So yeah, it's doing way better than expected.
Yeah. And
honestly, I think we're gonna get a port of X, but I don't think it's gonna be by them. I think it's gonna be by someone else.
I see.
Because I think they want to keep on this Xenoblade train right now, and they don't have another Xenoblade game they can just pop out unless they do one again, which I would actually love at this point. Because the first time I played one, I was just not ready for it. I think if I played it now, I would actually like it. But I want it done in the style of the DLC.
Oh, I see.
Nice,
a little more of a more than just like an HD remake. You want a little more of a remaster.
Yeah, I want to like build from the ground up because I feel if they did just an HD remake, we would have like a Twilight Princess thing again. Which gotcha. Twilight Princess wasn't bad, but it still wasn't this big jump most people were expecting with this HD version. Because I remember when they first showed that off, I was waiting for the moment in the trailer. I was like, when it's gonna jump to HD? When it's gonna jump to HD? And they've been showing it HD the whole time, and I was like, oh. I actually remembered it in my head as like this HD version. Oh. So I was like, oh, that's a little depressing. But I got it anyway. Yeah. Completed it, again.
They still got you.
Yeah, they still got me. Because I had to get the stupid little wolf. Because, that little amiibo, if you scanned it into Breath of the Wild, you got the wolf link.
Yeah.
I had to get him.
When I saw him at Best Buy, that's one I have open right here, just for Breath of the Wild.
Wow, that one's actually free.
It's actually free, right? I think there's 2 of them locked up back there. So,
too.
Nightcrawler from chat saying he thinks that Monolithsoft Studio is actually 4 times larger than any other Nintendo studio. So,
well, usually when they need help, they hit them up. It's like, hey, send some new people over. Because, they help with Breath of the Wild, they help with map and stuff.
Yeah. Which
probably helped him out from Xenoblade. Because that map was pretty big, too.
Yeah, true. All right. So, an indie dev, I found this interview on Reddit. It said that Nintendo has done a complete 180 and is now this is from their perspective, right? Because not all the indie devs are going to say the same thing. But from their perspective, Nintendo has done a 180 and is the best company to work with. Better than Sony, better than anyone else as far as how fast they answer emails, getting just getting questions answered, being available. I remember seeing some articles from other developers who, when they bring ports over, they don't seem to have quite as good of an experience. But this dev in particular says it's completely different than how it was. It used to be almost impossible to get any kind of help or information or things like that, and Nintendo has done a 180. And we saw I don't have it in my notes here. Mel, you may be able to help me out a little bit, but wasn't it Owl's Awakening? They said that game just did incredible on the Switch.
Yeah, it did 1 month of Steam sales in 1 week on the Switch.
That's wow. Impressive. Yeah.
That's still gaining traction too. Like, I'm still seeing people talk about this. And this came out like 2 weeks ago, like the 27th of, September. I'm seeing more and more like, hey, like, what is this game about? We're kind of interested in it. So it's still picking up steam too. It's not like it's over already,
Right. And from chat, Irish is like, I'm going to pick it up. I mean, it's like a $10 indie game. Like,
yeah, it's $10.
You can check out my first look on YouTube. It's a fun game. Like, overall, I was pretty impressed with it, especially if you're into that old school kind of side scroller. So definitely check it out. But good to hear that Nintendo is, working with these devs and doing that kind of stuff. And even hearing like the stories when we had the guys from Floor Kids, and just hearing the conversations that they had with Nintendo and just how helpful they were. Like, it's good that this kind of stuff is happening, because indies have become a pillar for the business with all these console makers. So it's really good to hear that, according to some, Nintendo is the best company to work with. Because it's a big change, I know Destinot knows.
Oh man. Well, when did this, well, I guess you could go way back if you want to look at the history of kind of like Nintendo and how they, obviously we weren't there, but you hear about like these horror stories all the way back to the NES about how companies had to like dedicate 3 games to that console if they were even going to put one out. It's like, well, it's almost like they had to sign a deal, like a 3-game deal, to release stuff on Nintendo, and they couldn't release it anywhere else. So it's like, that kind of, the little guy is probably not happy about that, because what if it didn't do well? And I was like, great, now we got to make 2 more games for this system that we're like already in debt over. So I can see how that could be bad. And then we go to the Wii era where tons of games were flooding into the Wii. I don't even know how many games came out on the Wii. Probably 1 million.
Like 1,300.
Dude, that's like physical, really like who could get the whole collection? Really,
I've seen one guy on YouTube.
Yeah.
One guy on YouTube. Well, okay.
Josh inspires me.
Yeah.
One day I'll be that cool.
And then you look at the Wii U, where like third-party support and indies were like bye. But see, around that time, that's when you started hearing how like, oh, the PS4 was awesome for indies, and prior to that, the Xbox 360 was awesome for indies. And if you kind of look at that, Xbox 360 was kind of the winner of that generation. PS4, even though the PS4 and the Xbox One are still the current generation, PS4 is kind of like the winner there. And it's almost like, why aren't people seeing the trend that you need the little guy kind of to fill in your gaps? Especially with Nintendo, they seem to be on like a quarterly cycle of releasing a game. And even though, yes, we've gotten better third-party support through like Bethesda, and companies like that, which are like big-name companies that are releasing current games still, like the whole Wolfenstein 2 thing coming out, day for day with other consoles. But
Doom.
I'm sorry, Doom.
Yeah,
Doom Eternal.
But it's almost like, okay, yes, you need all, like, to do it right, you need all tiers, right? You need the huge first party, you need the third party, but you also need that bottom tier to like bring people in. And I think Nintendo's kind of like, look, we don't want a Wii U situation where literally almost like you could look at their calendar and it was literally almost 4 games a year were coming out for that console, and they were all Nintendo exclusives. And that's not good. Like, to be like, hey, I bought this $300 system, I get 4 games a year. If we were all rational, normal people that played games to completion, we could probably only finish 4 games a year. But being gamers and you're like, I must have everything now, it just doesn't work that way. So these little bite-sized, like $10 chunks here and there, like you need that to A, keep people interested, and B, kind of like just fill in those gaps. So otherwise, like we saw with the Wii U, you're not going to survive. Nintendo, I think, well, 1, Amiibo saved them, and 2, no company has infinite money, but I'm sure Nintendo has a little bit more than the average company.
For sure. And the other thing with like the Wii U, I think Nintendo was actually turning this ship towards helping and being more helpful with indies on the Wii U even. But the only people that bought the Wii U were the same people that only play first-party games. And so those third-party games, they just collected dust in the eShop. They just didn't do very. I mean, even look at the 3DS. The 3DS could have been like a staple indie machine. But, you know, I don't own very many indies on that machine. I own like Shovel Knight on the Wii U. Like...
It's like the only one most people own.
Yeah, it's and I think what has happened, and I don't know what has like switched in the consumer's mind, but now all the Nintendo fans are playing more than just Nintendo games. And I think some of it too is we're playing some of these games that feel like old Nintendo games. Like some of these games are like, this belongs on the Switch, right? It feels like a Nintendo game. How many times have we heard people say that? Golf Story, you know, that
Blossom Tale,
Bloodstain, Blossom Tale. Like there's quite a few games that like Stardew Valley, right? Like even the devs for Stardew Valley are like, that game belongs on the Switch, you know, like, or I think they said is at home on the Switch. I think it's their exact quote, but.
Well, yeah, they sold like over 1 million copies on Switch now. They're good.
Yeah, they're good. They're good.
Yeah, it's my home now.
I understand why they say that because I mean you could print out anything in 8-bit and be like it's home on the NES, you know. But it's such a catchphrase. It's such a like. This belongs on the Switch. You should buy it on the Switch. Buy it now. You know, it's like stop it. Yes, it looks nice. It looks very nice on the Switch.
Well, it looks nice on the little top selling list. You know, it's always on the top selling list.
Mm-hmm.
Non-stop. Like, I think I saw it like at 13 as its lowest. I was like, Jesus, like how many people are still buying this game?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good game.
I've never understood that, why games stay at the top of the chart. I'm like, who's buying this?
Grand Theft Auto, right?
Why is Splatoon at the top of the list every single time? Why is like who's buying this?
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. Let's see. A few other little pieces of news here. Hyrule Warriors sold better than expected, so Koei Tecmo is raising the income forecast for their second quarter. That was kind of cool, just to see that kind of going through the headlines, that Hyrule Warriors sold better than expected. It's good to hear. It's a pretty fun game too. This one is interesting, and Mel, I'm going to let you kind of take the reins on this one. But Square Enix is interested in an offline version of Dragon Quest X, which is an MMORPG, right, Mel?
Yeah, it's the MMO one. Yep.
And they want to make it offline for the West. Yeah,
because we've been asking for this for about 3-4 years now. Mm-hmm. People have been wanting this game because I think it's actually a Wii U game, maybe a Wii game.
Mm.
But people have been wanting this because a lot of people who like Dragon Quest didn't really like that 9 was on the DS, because usually for Dragon Quest, for here anyway, after like 8, they all been like pretty much on the PS4. Like the latest one just came out for PS4 and PC, and even that one's still not doing as well. But these games are still really good games. It's just, for some reason, the US market is not really grabbing onto these titles. They're well crafted. There's a lot of little things you can do in it, and they look really nice. People want these games. They're always asking for them. I mean, we had people in France sending letters to Square Enix like, hey, give us the 3DS ports. Like, please do something.
Yeah.
So they're looking into the possibility of giving us a version like this, because they do want to grow this franchise into just more than just Japan. Because when you release it out in Japan, it's basically like a holiday over there. Like, people take off work, they go wait in line, they're playing this nonstop. Like, this is their game, pretty much, Yeah. So they kind of want some of that to latch onto here. It's just, they don't really put in, like, the effort. Like, I hate to say it, but they don't. Like, they don't really market these things. Like, I didn't see any advertisement for 11. I knew 11 was coming out, too, but I didn't see anything of it. And then it came out, like, the same week as Spider-Man? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do with that?
Yeah, and that casts a pretty big shadow.
And we're still going to get the Switch version. They're like, it's sooner than you think, but, we don't know what that means. They didn't even show
never,
us
so.
I know, because, Tokyo Game Show just passed. I was waiting for, like, a 30-second clip. That's what I was asking, man. Just a 30-second clip. What did it look like,
Yeah.
I didn't get that. Like, it's existing. It's there. And which is funny, too, because this was literally the first game announced for the Switch. You're like, oh, yeah, we're making a Switch version of this. But,
the S stands for someday.
Someday.
Yeah, someday.
Maybe.
I'm hoping it's sooner than later because, like I said, I've been playing it on PC, and first of all, it looks amazing. It's in a cartoon style. Like, if you like the way the Dragon Balls, you will like the way this game looks because it's done by the same artist. There's even characters that look like Dragon Ball characters because they do the same spiky hair, or like the girl, same eyes, even the same dress, like the same clothing. Almost identical. But the way they do the skin, and it's like, well, wait a minute, what do you mean the way they do the skin? It's just a solid color. Somehow they did it to where I'm like, wow, like the skin looks soft. It's a very weird look to it, but it looks amazing. And it doesn't look like a graphically intense game, and it's really not, but so I can't imagine. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's cell shading, but it's almost like this is the pinnacle of cell shading, This isn't.
Yeah, it's like, I can't really think of a better cell shaded game, to be honest.
Yeah, and there's some games that are simple looking, like you go back to The Legend of Zelda when they cell shaded it. And I'm not saying that this looks worse, but it's almost like a different style. It's almost like Pixar did this one. Yeah, it's almost like Pixar did this one. It's just got that slight look, like, style to it. So I'm really liking it, and to go like what Mel said, like, people haven't latched onto it. I was actually watching a video. I wish I had this so I could tell you guys, but I watched a video and they were comparing the Final Fantasy series to the Dragon Quest series.
Ooh.
About how that's about how Final Fantasy has, like, you don't play Final Fantasy 7 and then jump into Final Fantasy 8 thinking like, hey, this is the sequel. Like, no, it's a totally different game with a totally different combat system, with a totally different economy. But that's what they've built their franchise on, right? Like, that's why people love it or hate it, I guess you could say, but it's like, that's how it stays fresh, right? That's why they're on Final Fantasy 15. Oh, after how many, 2 decades or something?
Yeah.
So
1 decade, just 15.
Oh, is it? They keep it fresh, they keep it, it hasn't become stale. Yes, in some ways, I guess you could say yes, but for the most part, things change. Dragon Quest, though, it's almost like it is hardcore JRPG. It's not like, hey, don't all of a sudden expect this drastic change. I think they even have the same blue blob as in every single game.
Slime.
Slime, yeah. So, yeah, and I was actually watching this video talking about how that's also why that game is so popular, because people know what they're going to get. And they know that if there is a change, it's like it's more like an evolutionary change, where it's like, how much has a species changed since the dawn of time? It's like, well, it changed this much to evolve, It's almost how this series is. And this is the first time I've actually played one, especially this far. And I'm enjoying it. So for me, it's fresh and new. If you didn't like the other Dragon Quests, I don't know if I would recommend this based off of what this person was saying about the series. But hopefully it comes sooner than later, because like I said, I'm really enjoying it. Josh, I think you liking Xenoblade. It's not exactly the same. There's a lot of similarities to it.
I think you might like the movement, because you can actually move your guy like behind stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it adds a little extra layer. Not too much, but just
yes. So, and there are some things like you can change that. You can actually I changed it back to like old school JRPG style, where you just stand there and all you do is hit the buttons.
Did you tell people what to do, or did you actually select each and every time?
I wanted to go in and tell everyone what to do, because I could see the benefits of it. But at the same time, when I'm playing this game, I'm also like, I got Discord on one monitor, I got the game on one monitor, I got like Netflix on the other monitor. So I can only do so much. I'm only so awesome.
Gotcha.
So, but I'm super enjoying it. I think if you like the grand story of like Xenoblade, you'll like this as well.
Cool. I still have Ys 8 I need to open up and try. It's just sitting. One day. Couple more things. I went to the Smash Bros event at my Best Buy this last weekend. The line was crazy. Like, I tried to compete for the hat, and by the time we got in line, which was before the store opened, I wasn't going to be able to play until 4:00 to do the tournament. And my son was like, I don't want to stay this long. And we sat in the line for over 2 hours just to play for 5 minutes, right? 2 matches. So
worth it?
Oh yeah. Like, I loved it. I played Mario again. I played Ridley again. So, or not again. I played Ridley for the first time. So it was,
okay. At least
that's Sigourney Weaver's in this game?
What? Sigourney? No, close.
Oh, Ridley.
Yeah,
my bad.
Yeah, Ridley. Yeah. So,
nobody got that.
Close. I totally did. Once I had just looked at chat, but I totally am. I'm tracking with you. Loosely based off of the series, right? So, or at least a lot of inspiration came from Alien. So,
sure.
Yeah. So that was fun. It was fun getting to hang out with my son. I met some people in line who are hanging out in Discord. Looks like somebody even in chat, Kai Red Chan. So, yeah, it was fun. It was really fun. Splatoon 2 has a Halloween event going on. It's a 2-day Splatfest. It's going to be worldwide. You can get costumes, but you need to launch the game through the News app on the Switch to get the exclusive content. Now, the News app, when you first turn your Switch on, it says News. You got to access that menu over there. Right. And then, Mel, you've done this already, correct? Can you kind of just walk us through it real quick?
Yeah. So you just go in that news section. There's a certain post you have to look for. It shows like a picture of the costumes on it. So you know which one to go. You just scroll down, you go launch the game. Then it launches. And then once the game is loaded, there's this little box on the ground in your little Inktopolis Plaza Square, whatever you want to call it. You go hit the box and you get all the costumes. It's like 4 costumes. You have like a devil horns. You have a Jason mask, like Friday the 13th kind of looking thing.
Yep.
There's like a football head fish or like an anglerfish head. Mm-hmm. And then some kind of Japanese hat thing. Like, I forgot the name of it, but it's a Japanese spirit kind of thing. It has like a little piece of fabric down the middle. So those are your 4 little hats you get to do. And you get to choose, trick or treat, if you want to do the Splatfest. But I think the hats you get to keep. So you're going to see a whole bunch of people with the Jason mask, I'm sure. Just keep that on.
That's what I'd be wearing. Does the little spirit thing look like a Mimikyu?
What?
I just learned what one of those was the other day. That's like a Pokemon, right?
No, I mean, yeah, it is like a Pokemon, but no, it doesn't look like that now. That's why it caught me off guard. It was like,
I knew I would. It's a shame they could have got a little bit of Pokemon into Splatoon.
oh, just wait till like Let's Go. If they don't do a Pikachu and Eevee month, then I don't know what they're doing.
right. They're dropping the ball.
I would have paid unlimited amounts of money for a Charlie Brown ghost costume with like the 30 holes in it for the eyes.
Yes.
If they would have had that, I would have paid real money for that.
Uh-oh.
The losing team of Splatfest should get that. And instead of sneeze nose, they should just get like a rock, I got a rock. Didn't get my sneeze nose, got a rock.
Benji in the chat says, I beat Mario 64 and now I know Pokemon, this world is going to end. So you can thank the Smash Bros.
One
blog.
Game and suddenly you know everything.
Right, exactly.
Get out of here.
Exactly.
But he beat the game though.
I beat the game. All right. Well, let's get to our talking point here.
Here we go!
So I feel like this is kind of a talking point that we hit on somewhat regularly as we talk about different games individually. But as a whole, and this may not be a popular opinion, but I'm going to say that it still feels like Nintendo is missing the mark when it comes to online. Now, I'm not talking about their online service, but I'm talking about with their games, right? So take, for instance, Mario Party, Super Mario Party. Here we have this game that is like almost the complete package of a Mario Party. You have the traditional Mario Party that people have wanted. You have a spot just to play mini games, which is great. You have the devs getting creative and giving us the raft mode, which is kind of similar to what they had been doing with Mario Party, but it had always kind of fallen short. But having it just as another option, I think that's good. More options, the better. And then you have this online mode that it's bad enough that it's only mini games. But then on top of that, it's only like 7 mini games. You only get those 7. And I assume I didn't get to put it back on and check it. But I think those mini games change each day. We played it for quite a while, so it didn't change within the hour. So maybe somebody in chat knows. I didn't get a chance to check mine to see. But I feel like there are still these missed opportunities here. It's like, this game would have been a complete home run of a Mario Party game. And for some people, it wasn't even a purchase because it did not have the board game support online. Right? What do you think about this? Just this overall talking point, Mel. I know for you didn't purchase Mario Party, but like even games like Splatoon, where we're given 2 maps to choose from for an hour, right? Or 2 hours or whatever it is. And it's like, why don't they just give us more? They need to understand that the consumer wants more options. I want the ability in Turf War to invite my 4 friends and play with them, right? Not have to do, maybe I don't want to go into League and play against like tryhards and things like that. Like, I don't know. Am I off in my thinking here?
Not totally off. Like, I would love to just group up in like 4. Like, you know how Fortnite does it? You group up with all your friends and you drop into a match. But I don't necessarily have to be in my friend's team for turf. Like, I'm perfectly fine being split up. But I want to search for a room together. Because what often happens is, like 2 or 3 of us find a room, another person or 2 try to join the room. But then we have to wait because, all these other losers won't get out of the room because, the room's full. Mm-hmm. So we have to wait like a match. And then sometimes we have to wait like 2 matches. There was one night I was the last one to get in, and I had to wait 4 matches. That's 12, that's like almost like what, half an hour, It's just insane. Like, I just want to group up with my friends, find a room, and just go in. And they kind of fixed it a little bit with Splatfest, but see, with our particular group, we kind of have disconnects because, it's like two different countries trying to connect constantly for this stuff. So what we have to do is like, oh, did one of y'all drop? He's like, yeah, one of us dropped. So we all have to leave that room. We have to open up a new room and then find another thing. You know how annoying that is?
Yeah.
That's insanely annoying.
Right.
And then for like Splatoon, when you're waiting in the waiting room, you can't watch. Like, it's not like Mario Kart. Like, at least I can watch y'all race and mess up, get first place or last place or whatever.
Right.
In Splatoon, you're just watching it count it.
Right. Yeah, it's exactly like you said. Like, don't take away anything that Splatoon has done now, but give us another option in Turf War that's exactly like Splatfest, where you can go in with friends or go in with randoms, right? Like that seems to be the right move here. I mean, and all they have to do is look back on older games. I mean, look at the Halo series. Look at the way Call of Duty does it. Like, look at other shooters that it's been working for years. Like, they did that very thing. They looked to Mario Party and went, hey, let's go back to the formula that worked at the beginning of a board game with stars and coins and hitting your dice. And we'll add a few little things and make the boards creative and make that the what's new about it. But the formula was exactly what it used to be. And that's what works. Like, I think in some situations, Nintendo needs to look at what just stop trying to fix that which doesn't need to be broken, or stop trying to fix that.
No,
which
you probably
isn't
said it
broken. Right.
Yeah.
but stop trying to fix that which isn't broken. Just don't reinvent the wheel. Go with what works. And I think the consumer would have sold more copies of Mario Party. You know how much more, like, I would have been more apt to try to stream that game and play that game on the regular. Like, I streamed the party games and we had a good time. We laughed, but you know how much more fun we would have had if it was like, oh, you took my stars and, that kind of stuff that game, that's part of the fun that game brings, is the competition and the just like, I can't believe you hit more blue squares, so you win now, that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just, it's a bummer to me. Destin, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm torn back and forth with this because, you're saying like in past iterations of the game, like you felt that there were certain parts of it that were like perfect, like they hit the mark, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm sure back then, even you probably had some issues with the game, right? Maybe you felt like, I wish this was different. I wish I could do that. I wish I could do this. Nintendo seems to be very much like, hey, we got this new game. Let's start from scratch and build up. We know the basic template of what Mario Party is, and let's build something new from there. Mm-hmm. Versus saying, hey, let's take this from the past game. That was good. Okay, now let's take this from the past game. That was good. Let's take this from a past game. Let's mash it together so everything will be good now, right? But I don't know. Like, part of me wonders if, as content creators, they make video games. If they're like, I want to do something totally new, I want to go from the ground up, and because I think it is fun and exciting to be that as a creator, to be like, I want to start something new. Mm-hmm. You don't always want to be handed something, and been like, hey, here's what this is the past. Here, just take this, move a slider, add a board game, you're done. Thanks for coming out. It's like, wait a minute, I thought you hired me because I'm this creative person and you want me to be creative. So I can see it both ways, but at the same time, games have become like a like some people say, like a product, right? Why not take for what your audience wants and mold it into that, right? So I don't know, I can see where like the creative person making the game might be like, I want to do something totally new. This is my vision of Mario Party, or my new vision. I don't want to make the same game that came out last year. So I can see two sides to it, being like, okay, I want to make something new and totally different, but at the same time, it's like everyone keeps talking about games as a service. I think Nintendo even said they wanted to do more games as a service.
Absolutely, yeah. Why
not listen to your audience and be like, what do you want? We want to create something that you want, So it's very much like, I can see that there's two sides to making the game. But
Well, I think
my pendulum swings more towards the service side. I think maybe there's a different game that could be more artsy. But this type of game, I think very much you need to look at like fan feedback.
Well, and I think what they did with this game is they allowed them to get creative with like the rafting game. That's something different. Whereas in like the like Mario Kart 8, 9, and 10, like one of them had all 4 characters sitting in the same car going around the board together. So there was not it just wasn't really a good, like nobody really enjoyed that, right? And they were trying to innovate on the foundation of what Mario Party was, and they just weren't clicking. When they went back to the foundation of what Mario Party was with Super Mario Party, like I was excited to just jump back in and kind of know what I was going to get. But where the creative side could come in is the boards that we played. Like there was a giant blooper that if you landed on the bridge, it would take the bridge out, and then you would have to figure out how you were going to navigate the board. Like there can definitely be tons of creativity put into these boards to make them more fun to play, that it's not just your standard, like, oh, just go around like Monopoly and, you know, get out of jail free, that kind of thing. But but there could be tons of creativity put into the boards. Just keep the fundamental game the same, that it's going around collecting stars. You're playing the board game. I mean, and look, they did the exact opposite of this when they did this Amiibo festival that came out, right? It was like this is a terrible version of Mario Party. You had to roll the dice by sticking an Amiibo on the gamepad. You have to pass the gamepad around the room. It was like, what are they doing here? Why did they waste all these Animal Crossing assets on this game? It was just strange. And so, but overall, like the main thing is just, I feel like they dropped the ball big time with online on this game. We were talking earlier before the show started, like you look at ARMS, and like ARMS or dislike ARMS, either way, that game ended up being a complete package as far as your offline play and your online play. Like you could jump in with, like, how many people is it, Mel? Like 12 people?
Into a party room, yeah.
Yeah, like 12 people into a party room. So if you had 12 people that were really into that game, you all jump into Discord or now their voice chat. I'm sure it's supported there. You're having a good time, just getting put together. Like maybe you're doing a team match or doing a 3-way match, different things like that. And it was like that's great. But then when you look at, like, you know, you look at Splatoon and you look at Aces and you look at Super Mario Party. I mean, Mario Kart at least is a pretty solid online for the most part. Like you can do, you know, ranked or non-ranked, and that seems to work pretty well. But and even jumping into a custom game, it seems to work all right. But Aces is so weird to even get into a game with people. Like it's like to try to find your friends. It's just bizarre. I don't know, Mel. Where are you at on some of this stuff?
For which game?
Just like, I mean, even going back to Mario Party, like you're not even going to purchase this game because it has no online, right?
Yeah, because I am of the person who believes playing Mario Party is like drinking alone. It's just sad and depressing, and you shouldn't do it. That is my theory. And I just wouldn't play this game. I know there's a separate single player mode for this game, and you know what? That's fantastic and all. It's just when I'm buying this game, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna play, but no, I'm not doing that. I have no interest in this game for that mode. Like, I don't care that they added it. That's fine for the people who want that. It's like for Smash. When I get Smash, I'm literally not going to care about this adventure mode. I'm not going to care about this supposedly spirit mode. I don't care. I just want to play with my friends. Just jump in, jump out. And I can't spend $65 because, you know, that's with tax. I can't spend $65 to play 5 little mini games, which we don't even know which game's going to be there and how long they last before it changes. I can't do that.
Right. Yeah. And that's unfortunate because, and I mean, it's unfortunate because you're missing out on a fun game,
Yeah,
But
I'm extremely jealous because I've been jumping around, certain streams and I've been watching, people on the couches, they're having fun. Like even listening to the Joy-Cons because they do a little jingle.
Yep.
When it's your turn. Just hearing that on stream, just seeing people's reactions, like that, like gets me. Like, of course I want to be able to do that, but my lifestyle doesn't allow that to happen.
Well, and
so I want the second best thing. But they're not giving me the second best thing. And I'm seeing these, people, they're like, well, it wouldn't be as fun. I'm like, no, it would be almost as fun because I know the type of people I'm playing with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to play with people who are going to take forever. I'm not going to play with people who take it way too seriously. Because look, when I jump into Mario Party, I'm not going in super, I know I'm going to get screwed over in some way. Everybody's going to get screwed over except the guy who wins. Because, you get this random stars, you get the, oh, you landed on the most unlucky squares. Here you go. Here's 2 stars. Like, no. We're all going to make fun, we're going to, make fun of each other, get mad. But I'm not going to take it seriously. Like, I'm not going to be like looking for the pro strat. Like, there's an actual tier list of Mario Party right now. Because, every character has a block dice.
I saw that.
I was like... Are you serious? That's also a new thing they added to this game because, each character has their own block.
Yeah.
They can move or not move a certain way. Because I watched one game, this guy was Rosalina, and one of her blocks is like she gets coins instead of moving. 4 straight turns in a row, he got the coin block and he didn't move. And he was on a red space, so he lost coins. So whatever he gained, he lost. So it's hilarious.
That's no good.
That's no good. Like, even, like, the 10 round, like, the 10 turns, that didn't seem too long for me, because I was watching streams. They were getting through it, like, 45 minutes. I know some people are like, oh, 45 minutes, that's kind of long. But I'm thinking, like, hey, if I actually play a board game with people, that would take, like, an hour and a half to 2 hours, because I know people would, like, oh, I gotta plan this out, let's see what I'm doing here. Like, and if you get mad at them, they're like, oh, you're taking the fun away, blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, I don't want to play with this guy. He's annoyed.
But even that's a simple fix. They just put a timer on everybody. You get 30 seconds or a minute to do your move. And then after that, it rolls for you.
Exactly.
And that's it.
And it's not like other games don't do this already. It's been done. It's not like this secret new phenomenal thing that we're just discovering. It's just, they don't want to do it. And I get not doing it for randoms because I don't want to do the randoms anyway. But that's whatever. I just want to group up with the certain people I have in mind, and it's only 4 people in this little board, And the boards themselves, if you actually look at them, they're kind of small.
Yeah, they're not.
So when I first saw the board, I was like, okay, they made it for online because if you look at past games, they're pretty big. They have multiple pathways. They're still added little things, like you said, like the blooper. Like I saw him pop up. He moved some guy. Like I saw that. That's cool. That's nice. It's just when you look at the past games, there's a whole bunch of different little alleyways and stuff you can go. They're not present here, and I thought they were not present here because they were making it an adjustment. So it's like, hey, you can play this online. No, you can't. And I know there's a team mode too, where you can group up with somebody and you move on the map. They changed the map a little bit, so it's not exactly the same. And you actually have to land exactly on the star. Like, if the star is like 4 spaces away, you need a 4. Mm-hmm. You can't get a 6 because you pass it up. You have to get exactly a 4. And that was funny, just watching people. They're just going in circles, like zigzagging, trying to waste up all their spaces because, some of them have like, the little buddies or the allies, which gives you extra moves. Like one guy had 15 spaces he had to move. He was literally 3 spaces away from the star, and he had to get the star because his team was going to lose because that was the last turn. He didn't get it though because he had too many.
I love it. I love it. So I have a theory, and it could be. I mean, this literally there's nothing behind this other than I have a feeling that this game was not supposed to come out this year, that Yoshi was supposed to come out, and it kind of took Yoshi's spot, and maybe that's why we got the version that we got. And the only reason I say that is because we only found out about this game at E3, and then it was out like 4 months later, which seems a little bit odd. I don't know. Mel, what do you think of that? I mean, do you think I'm just completely off my rocker?
I think it's more of a, not Yoshi per se. I think it's more of a, hey, do we want new Super Mario Brothers this year, or do we want do we want Super Mario Party this year? I think that was the big toss up right there, because Mario Party, obviously it's going to do well. New Super is going to do well too. It's just both of these are really good selling titles for the holiday season, because when a mom goes into a store, she's going to see Mario, she's going to see Party. Like, yes, I mean, you get that, whatever. This could be like a Christmas event, whatever. It's just, I think they went with this because we had Donkey Kong and we had Kirby this year for the platformers. I don't think they wanted to do New Super also, because that's a little heavy. So next year we get New Super and we get Yoshi. And then we get a whole bunch of other different genres. So I think that's what happened. I think it was the choice between New Super and Mario Party. Interesting.
It just seemed weird to me that we only found out like 4 months before it came out. That we didn't get more info on it. And Destin, I mean, if this game had full online, would it be a game that you would have picked up? Do you think?
No, because for me, I couldn't even honestly tell you if I've ever played a Mario Party game.
Right.
Wait a minute, you said you didn't.
I don't think I have.
Yeah.
I said I did or did not.
You said you didn't. You said nope, you didn't, because you took away some of the comms. You took away some of the spark from me.
I had. Because I was trying to think if I had. I'm like, I don't think I've ever played one. I was trying to think, I'm like, no. I'm like, that's got to be untrue. I have to have played one, but no, I don't think I have. So I have no like nostalgia for this game. And then I mainly play first-person game, not first-person, single-player games.
Single-player games.
Yeah.
And I will play online, but like Mel said, I'd be going in with randoms for this. I know you guys I was like, I could play with Josh, but it's like, it's like we would have to like meet up and like coordinate. So it's like, okay, I got one person I could play this game with. I guess there's like about 1,000 people in Discord I could play with too, but it's like I said, I'm trying to beat Dragon Quest. I'm trying to beat like 3 RPGs back to back. I have like the next 200 hours of gameplay already mapped out for me. So
yeah, you're good.
If I start playing party games every night, that's gonna hold that up.
I got you.
But I'm also not like, again, there's no nostalgia there for me. There's no, like, oh, my favorite character is in this, I gotta play it. That for me is no big deal. And then hearing these comments about how it seems like slightly half-baked possibly, or it's just, they're kind of, there's some things you talked about, like the Splatoon thing, only rotating maps every once in a while and stuff like that. That doesn't really bother me, but I don't know. If everyone was like, this game is awesome, you have to play it, then I think the pull would be a lot greater. But being that I haven't played a previous Mario Party, and I don't have the same admiration for the Mario characters as some people do. So it's not like the characters themselves are pulling me in.
Yeah, the thing is, I feel like this lack of online is casting a negative shadow over a game that is absolutely stellar and is more than enough content than what most games are coming with nowadays. I mean, some 80 mini games plus multiple ways to play them. A co-op mode, the 2-player co-op mode, the 4-player co-op mode, the regular board game. Like, there's a ton here. But the lack of online has got people pretty bummed out about it, because it's like, it's that one thing, and that's kind of just to kind of wrap this thing up. I feel like there's always that one thing with Nintendo that's usually tied to online that they seem to miss. It's like their online service launched 3 weeks ago. And then you have this game coming out. It should be showcasing the online, and now Super Mario Party's here, so you can really utilize your online service. And it's like almost the exact opposite. Like, I don't even need my online service for this game, because what it offers me is minuscule. So I don't know. I don't want to sound super negative or whatever, but I mean, at the same time, like, I think this needs to be an improvement, and I hope they do add a patch and they add stuff like this, and then the game will take back off. But right now, the lack of online is casting that negative shadow. So anyway, let's wrap this thing up, shall we? All right, Destinat, let people know where they can find you.
The best place to find me is in the N64 Josh Discord. I check in from time to time. My lunches are later now. I'm kind of bummed out because like the majority of the chats that you know, every time you log on, this is like plus 100. Yeah, that's usually around lunchtime. And now I go to lunch like at 2:30. Even though my coworkers look at me weird. But so then I come in and I'm like, yeah, look at all this fun chat. Nobody's on anymore. Hey guys, I'm here. What about my comment? Silence for 3 hours. No, but yeah, N64 Josh is. I also have a Twitter at iDestinat, not related to iCarly. Sorry,
Uncle Destinat to iCarly.
I'm not even going to tell you about the comments I got. So yeah, that's the best place.
Awesome. Mel, how about you?
I'm gonna be in the Discord. That's where I usually talk. So that's the best bet to bug me for anything.
She's now HR of the Discord, so if you have problems in the Discord,
I got moved up today.
Go see her. She'll let you know no one cares. Take all your complaints to her. She'll take good care of you. Guys, you can follow me on Twitter at N64Josh. You can follow this show at NPowercast. Let's see. If you want to check out the show notes for this episode, it's n64josh.com/NPC135. If you want to email the show, you got questions, comments, whatever, let us know. npc@n64josh.com. Remember to check out Audible. Get your free book from Audible by going to audibletrial.com/NPC. Check out, Console Wars, Ready Player One. The chair I'm sitting in, go to n64josh.com/OPC. You'll automatically save $10 at checkout. And if you're seeing any of their advertisements, any of their new videos, I'm doing some work for them. So it's kind of cool being a little bit behind the scenes with them. It's fun. But yeah, love these chairs. Go check them out. n64josh.com/OPC. I do have a Patreon. If you guys want to get an extra show each month, go to patreon.com/n64josh. The Discord is n64josh.com/Discord. Come hang out. It's a good time. n64josh.com/Facebook group. You can hang out with us on our Facebook group. And lastly, if you have a second, you can rate and review on iTunes. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. And the most important thing you can do for this show is share it with your friends. So if you got somebody that you think would be interested in checking this out, take a second, shoot them a text, screenshot what you're listening to currently on your phone and post it on your Instagram or whatever. We greatly, greatly appreciate that. So thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye now.